All right. Hi, everyone. This is my first video, so bear with me, but I'm going to do a little talk and get to know me and what I want to do with this video in specific. My name is Kayla. I just turned 35 as of Tuesday, the 7th. I live in upstate New York with my husband, who I have known and been together with for 10 years, and we just celebrated our 4-year wedding anniversary on the 26th of June. I also have my 14-year-old daughter, who is currently not home. She's with her uncles and her grandparents for the summer. She will be going into high school in September, so that's amazing. All right, so what I want to do with this video is basically try and start budgeting. I started watching budgeting videos around 2020 when I really didn't have much going on. Obviously, the whole world kind of shut down for a little while. And I stumbled across budgeting videos, cash stuffing videos, anything really, like the Budget Mom. She was a big one. And then I have been watching them. I've tried multiple times to kind of start, and then it wouldn't go anywhere for me, so I would stop and then restart and then stop. So now I am really going to try and document everything. I feel like accountability is a big thing, so if I put it on YouTube and I get enough people interested and they want to talk, that's the accountability I need, the encouragement. Right now I am kind of in between work. I do gig work, so like DoorDash and Uber Eats. I've done that since the middle of last year. I had a knee surgery in March, and I'm just now finally able to go back to work, I guess you could say. So I've been putting in applications, but until then, I'm going to be doing DoorDash and Uber Eats just to get some income. Now, my husband, he takes care of our rent, the utilities, and then his bills. The only thing I'm in charge of are my bills, anything that has to come up with our daughter, and then groceries. Like, those are the main things that I am responsible for. So I'm going to kind of write down my bills, what I expect to spend per month on groceries, and then that gives me an idea of how much I need to make doing the gig work each month to be able to do my bills, our variable expenses, and anything else that we may need coming up in that month. So bear with me. I am trying out a new system right up here. So if it just seems weird, I will fix it for next time. Give me all of the advice, please and thank you. All right, I'm going to take a drink. Okay, so I just got this planner at Five Below the other day. I thought it would be kind of nice to write things down fresh. So I'm just going to skip. I haven't figured out what I want to do with this yet. I just know that I did the 26th year and then the 27 year at the beginning. Okay. So we've already kind of gotten to this part of the year. So, but I do have a couple of bills that get taken out on this. On today, which is the 10th of July, I pay Patreon $10. It's just one channel that I Patreon for. It's the Nick and Corey channel. They do like movies and shows and all that kind of stuff. So I do $10 and I can watch their reactions to stuff. And then I also do Google One. And that is for like my storage, my space, and all that stuff. And that comes to $3.21. Those will come out today. And then I don't have anything else that comes out until the 18th, which is my phone bill. I have T-Mobile, and it's for mine and my daughter's phones. We have plans, so the plan is like $160, and then I just added Netflix onto my plan. So this month my bill is actually $204.09. I just paid off our phones, so it's literally just the plans. I know that there's a way that we can, now that they're paid off, I can possibly do something else with them, go somewhere else and keep the phones. But my daughter kind of wants to upgrade her phone, and I kind of maybe possibly want to, but I think I'd just do hers first. So it all depends. I'm not quite sure yet. Okay, so that is the phone bill. And then I have on the 21st, my car loan. I do finance a car. It's a 2024 Nissan Kicks. It was a little bit pricey for the monthly, but I can pay the monthly, which is nice. So car loan, and that is $599.32. And that's high, but I really don't mind. When I got it, it was like pretty much brand new. It had 17 miles on it. I've had it since the end of 2024, and I have just a little over 20,000 miles on it. Now I did put quite a little bit more towards it when I started doing the gig work, but honestly at tax time I didn't even owe anything in taxes. The mileage alone paid the taxes on it, which was really nice. Okay, so car loan, and then my next payment is my car insurance. I have State Farm. This one's not too bad. When I started with them 3 years ago, it was like $60 per month, and it's like a 6-month thing, so they give you what every 6 months is. I don't pay the 6 months, but it's nice to know how much it is if I want to pay the 6 months total. So it has gone up every 6 months a little bit. So from $60, it is now for the next 4 months, because I've already had it for 2. The total is $114.07. And then my last bill that I pay is actually HBO Max. I did a Black Friday thing last year where I got the 12 months at only $2.99 per month deal. So that seemed a little worth it. I watch a few things on there, so I don't mind. I also did Stars, but that was I paid a certain amount and I got it for the entire year. So in December, both of these would end up going up if I don't decide to keep them. So really, these are the bills that I have. I do have 2 credit cards. One doesn't go into effect because I just got it, and that is the Reserve Direct. So I don't have to worry about this one until August, but I have used it, and the total is $300 balance. I don't recommend getting this credit card. I applied for this back in like end of May and I got approved, and I did not get my physical card until the beginning of this month. Like, it was just horrible. So honestly, I have it now. It's whatever, but I wouldn't recommend anybody else unless you have a few months to wait to get it. So that is one credit card that I do have. And then there's this one that I've already taken care of. I took care of it early. So I do have a Credit One credit card. And that's a $200 limit. So basically, without groceries, this is what I need minimum to survive. I have decided, because I've done this the last couple of months at least, groceries I go between Aldi and Tops. I can get the bulk of my stuff at Aldi. First, obviously, I shop my pantry, and if I don't have something to make a certain dinner, then that goes on the list. I will look at our menu options because I technically will make out the meal plan first, and whatever I don't have for said meal plan, then I shop our stuff, and then I figure out what we need. And then I go on to the Aldi app and figure out what the prices are for that. So I do Aldi is like the number one. And then we have Tops right down the road, which is a grocery store. And that is where I will get the remaining groceries. And I try to stay between 50 and 75 a week. And I do those grocery shopping on Sundays for the next week. So I cap it at 75. I don't want to ever go over that. But if we do, I'm not going to be upset. So I put that down here on every Sunday. What is your guys' grocery bill weekly, or do you do bi-weekly? What do you try to stay within for your grocery budget? And where do you guys like to shop? I did have a BJ's membership. I think it was end of 2024, I think I started, and then I had it all of 2025. I went there like twice, and I just couldn't, it wasn't my favorite store. I also go to Walmart sometimes, but that's like if I can't find anything at these two, then Walmart is like last resort. We also have a Wegmans in my area. I don't tend to shop there. I have had to go there a couple times to do like shopping orders, do the gig work, and I can tell you those prices are not for me. Those are for the people that can afford good groceries. Maybe I'll get there someday. All right, so those are what we need to survive. Now, I do get my nails done. I try. I've gotten them done. These are my 4th of July nails. I had a new lady that I went to. I've been seeing her stuff online, and I thought I'd give her a chance. And these are natural nails, no acrylics, just design and gel polish, and then some studs and stuff like that. Since I didn't do acrylic, she just charged me $30. My daughter got her nails done at the same time, and since she did do acrylics, hers were more expensive than mine. I do have an appointment on the 18th to get my nails done, and I already sent her the picture of the nails that I would like to get done. She shared them and she had a price underneath them. So I made sure to ask her, like, since I have my natural nails, would the amount be different? And she said that for me, it would be different since I'm not using acrylics. Although my hands are kind of tiny, so she said she has to improvise the design a little bit, but she is just charging me $50 for them, and then I usually leave a $20 to $30 tip, so I'm going to put down $80 for her. Anything else? I really don't have anything going on, so that is what my month looks like. Okay, so I opened it up to the 13th, which is next Monday. I've pretty much got everything squared away from there on that front. So I am going to write down the bills that I have to pay within this time frame, which I believe, since I don't have to do any of the credit card payments, it is just my phone bill, and my nail appointment. So 20409 and 80. But then I will also do my grocery trip, which will be capped at $75. Okay. All right, so I had to go grab a calculator. I also got this at Five Below. So now I'm going to add up everything that I need for these 3 things. And I'll probably need to get gas one of these days during the week. And gas in my area is still a little high. It's over $4, so it takes about $40 to fill my gas tank. So the total that I need to make this week is 20409 plus 80 plus 75 plus 40. So the amount that I need at least is $399.09, rounded up to about obviously 400. So I'll just do 400. And then to give myself a buffer for taxes, I will probably want to at least have, so a buffer of $75. So technically, between Monday and Sunday, I usually try to go out Monday to Friday and get what I can on those 5 days. I'm going to try for a weekly total of $475. So this is where it's looking for the week of July 13th through July 19th. So the next week is going to be a little bit more just because it has my car payment and my insurance that week. So technically, if I wanted to make more this week, just so I don't have to make so much next week, I feel like that I should probably maybe even give myself a buffer of trying to make at least 500 to 550 this week. My goal weekly is to make 500. That's my weekly goal. So that's like $100 a day, obviously, 5 times. So that is my goal. This, I feel like, because I'm going to plan everything on this type of planner, but then I also have the daily planner, which goes through paychecks, budgeting, that kind of thing. So I'll probably use both planners just so that way I can write down everything budget paycheck wise in those planners, and then this one is like the planning of my budget. I feel like this is not that bad of a week. This week I have obviously the $10 and the $3.21. That's nothing. That's I've already got the money for that. So this week for next week is it's doable. So I'm going to try and kind of do like a weekly setup here, see if I can budget things out per week and do a film on where I'm sitting weekly, just so that way it helps out. I want to also see if maybe even just doing a monthly thing and then doing like just minimal check-ins each week just to see if we're still on track. The only two that I ever really worry about is my car insurance and my car loan. Those are the two that come out at around the same time. So those weeks are always just a little bit more. Ooh, gotta get a little bit more money so I can get this paid. So that being said, I'm going to cut the video off. Please comment, like, subscribe, all the things. Give me some comments of what you want to see, any information, any advice that you would do a little differently, then I can maybe see how that would also work for me, since my budget is so inconsistent. I am looking for a job, but until I have a job, I'm going to just be doing the gig work. So yeah, come back next week, comment, and I will try and get to all the comments if there are any. Since this is the first video, I don't know how the algorithm will put my stuff out there. I also like to do grocery hauls. Like, I like to take photos of my grocery, like my meal plan, and then do grocery videos of what I'm picking for that week. So if that's something that I can also put on here and you guys would enjoy, please let me know. All right. Thank you for coming, and I will see you next week.